Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Joel, and I'm a senior program facilitator here at ServiceTitan. And today we've got another TAD tune-up video. As a reminder, TAD tune-up is a video series that we've got where we take a look at specific features within TitanAdvisor, and that's going to be that rocket ship on the top right hand of your screen that really helps tell you how much of ServiceTitan you are actually utilizing. And so today we are taking a look at a specific feature called process recurring membership payments. So I am already in the feature. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We'll just dive out of it and show you exactly how to get here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and click on that rocket ship on the top right hand of your screen, which is gonna take you into TitanAdvisor. Doesn't matter if you have the top navigation or the left-hand side navigation, that rocket ship should still be there. Once we get in our rocket ship, we're gonna go over to lead generation underneath the business sections on the left-hand side. So that's that first business section. And then we're going to move over from launch or acceleration into optimization. And then we should find that feature down here below, process recurring membership payments. You might see it on the left-hand side of your screen. You might see it on the right-hand side of your screen. Kind of depends on what you've got set up already. Before we dive into this feature, I want to call out that this specific feature, you can receive 6 points for actually having this one set up and using it to its fullest extent. And we'll talk a little bit more about those specific feature, the specific things that you need to do in order to get those 6 points. So with that, we'll go ahead and click into the feature. And it's going to take us into our TitanAdvisor feature. Now, before we really talk through this feature, we're talking about recurring membership payments. This is really for any kinds of memberships where you do any kind of automated recurring billing. So the most common example is a membership where you bill monthly or annually and it doesn't expire, right? Ongoing memberships that don't expire that you kind of bill monthly or bill annually for those memberships. Those are the most common ones, but there are other kind of billing frequencies that you can certainly talk through. So this specific feature really helps your company achieve two things. The first thing is it helps drive revenue, right? So one of the business goals for this feature is that it drives revenue for your company. The second one is it increases efficiency, right? Hey, we don't have to do those automated billing on our own. We can just have ServiceTitan do it. So it increases efficiency, allowing you to bill your memberships on a recurring basis automatically. There's a little description over here that kind of gives you what we're actually going to talk through. We'll talk through all these different things. So the first thing that we need to do is we have to set up something. And we've got to create our membership types with recurring billing. So when we're talking about recurring billing, we're talking about any kind of membership type that includes monthly, quarterly, biannual, or annual billing. It doesn't matter if it's a fixed membership, which means that it has a specific duration in which it expires. It doesn't matter if it's an ongoing membership. All that matters is that it has to have one of these kinds of billing cycles. So in order to see that, we can go into our memberships. So we'll click on our settings here on our top right hand of our screen. We'll go into our membership types. And I'm going to pull up a random membership over here. Actually, that's not a good one. Let's find this is a perfect example, right? So we have duration and billing on the membership. Now we see that that billing is monthly. And you can set up those different durations and billings over here. Now, this is a little bit of a different example because this is a fixed duration membership that bills out monthly, which is kind of uncommon, but that means that, hey, after 18 months, this whole thing is going to expire, but we're still going to bill this out every month for 18 months. The most common one is an ongoing membership that bills monthly, and you could also have another ongoing membership that bills annually, right? So those are kind of those two, the ongoing memberships that bill monthly and annually, are kind of the most common the most common billing frequencies we see. But again, you could also do every other month, quarterly, biannually, or annually as well. So the first success criteria that we have is one of your membership types includes a monthly, quarterly, biannual, or annual billing. Also, quick pro tip, You can have an upfront option that expires. You can have an annual or monthly option that goes ongoing, and it's up to the customer to choose which one they want. So, quick call out there. You can kind of do both with your memberships. Now, the second piece of this is making billing runs and updating member payment methods. So, what this is asking us to do is it's saying that you can process payments for a specific billing period, or you can set up billing rules to schedule automated billing runs. Before you make a billing run, resolve any payment method issues like expired credit cards, and you follow up on unpaid invoices if a run is incomplete. So what this specific one is measuring is it's measuring the percent of successful transactions with a $0 balance invoiced in the last with a $0 balance invoiced in the last 30 days. So the last rolling 30 days, we want to make sure that we've got at least 96% of our transactions do not have that zero or have that $0 balance on them, right? So that means 96% of our transactions have gone through for all of our recurring billing. And that will give you 2 points for this one. If you're over 87%, you'll get 1 point for it. Now, I want to call out on the recurring billing, we find our recurring billing underneath our accounting screen. So if you go to your accounting screen, and then there's this little button over here that says recurring billing. If you just click on that one, it will take you into the recurring billing workflow. So you can do this manually. You could say, hey, we're going to look for customers that have a recurring billing date between, let's say, January 1st and January 31st. I'm not sure if I have any customers over here in my demo account, which is all fun. But if I did, they would show up here, and then we can go ahead and choose all of them and then click charge and generate invoices. Now, for demo's sake, I'm going to do something that you should not do, but I'm going to say, hey, we're going to look for all customers with any kind of recurring billing or any kind of billing that was between January 1st, 2020 and January 31st, 2026. Again, do not recommend doing this, but this is how you would manually do it, right? I would basically go through here. I could select all of them. I could click charge and generate invoices, and then that's how I would do a manual billing run. You can also create automatic billing rules in which you can say, hey, if the next billing date is from the 1st, this one's set up from the 1st to the 31st, we'll invoice on the 15th, we'll bill on the 15th, and it's for a specific membership type. Now, like you can also go ahead and create those automatic billing rules per membership type. You can create 28 or 30 of them to cover every single day of the month if you wanted to. So if I bought my membership on the 5th of the month, I would always get billed out on the 5th of the month. Like you can kind of do stuff like that, but just there's a lot of flexibility in what to do over here. So again, what we're measuring over here is the percent of successful transactions with a $0 balance invoiced in the last 30 days. So most of our transactions, at least 96%, should have gone through successfully. Now, the next thing that we've got here is updating member payment methods. This is where it gets a little bit confusing on how recurring payments happen within ServiceTitan. So when customers have a valid payment method, you can reduce errors when making billing runs. Set a range of dates for a billing run and go to Action Required tab and resolve any memberships with recurring billing that have outstanding payment issues. So obviously we cannot do a run if there's a payment issue with a credit card that our customer has. Expired credit cards, um, new credit cards, closed credit cards, etc. I highly recommend the membership renewal protection. Just like quick call out to that. We made another video on it, but this is making sure that we can actually have a successful run. So what this is measuring is the percent of memberships with a recurring billing that have a stored or preferred payment in the membership or customer record. Now, I want to call out one thing quickly before we get to like the percentage over here. When it comes to recurring billing within ServiceTitan, I highly recommend checking out this recurring billing frequently asked questions because this comes up often, especially if you're in an Ignite, Ember, or Spark program. Shout out to those programs. Sign up for them. What card is charged when I run recurring billing? So ServiceTitan has a logic. Well, it will look for a specific credit card, and if it doesn't find a specific credit card at a certain level, then it moves down to the next one. So this is the logic that happens. So ServiceTitan will look to charge the preferred payment method on the customer membership. That's the first card that we will look at. If there is no preferred payment method, ServiceTitan will charge the primary payment method on the customer record. So if there's no credit card set up as a preferred payment on the membership, we'll go to the primary payment method on the customer record. Now, if there's no primary payment method on the customer record, go to step 3. If there's no primary payment method specified and several saved payment methods are on the customer, ServiceTitan will choose to charge the payment methods in order of when they were added from oldest to most recent. So if I didn't have any kind of, if I had a membership at your company and I didn't have any preferred payment, I will, and I had a membership with your company and you were trying to do a recurring payment and I had like 5 credit cards on there, basically what will happen is it will go through and say, uh, the oldest credit card that I have, or I should say the oldest credit card, the first credit card that you added into the account, and it will kind of cycle through all those cards until they get a successful payment. The quick note over here is if you want to prevent ServiceTitan from automatically charging a card from any saved payment method, go and go and edit the customer membership and select cash on the preferred payment method, and then it will not charge a credit card. You'll have to go and do it manually. So popping back over oops, into our TitanAdvisor feature, when what we're measuring over here is the percent of memberships with recurring billing that have a stored or preferred payment in the membership or customer record. So it wants to make sure that at least 83% of memberships with recurring billing have a stored or preferred payment method in the membership or customer record. This basically allows you to have, the vast majority of your customers um, have that payment method already set up. So quick note, I should say, quick pro tip, highly recommend checking out this recurring billing FAQ. Also, there's a really great knowledge-based article on process recurring billing for memberships and service agreements. Highly recommend checking out, and hopefully we can link those into the notes over here. And with that, and that is what I got for the crew today, and looking forward to seeing everyone on the next TAD Tune-Up.